bringing with it freezing rain, snow, and blizzard-like conditions.
And we're continuing to hold on to winter storm warnings, wind chill warnings, and snow squall warnings. We'll break it all down coming up.
And the massive winter storm threatens holiday travel plans.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
Well, just in time for the holidays, Mother Nature delivers an unwanted gift. Freezing rain, snow, strong winds, and dangerously cold temperatures. The Arctic blast is bearing down on the heart of the country and bringing with it the 4 states' first substantial snow of the season. This is KOAM News at Noon. I'm Tanya Bach. We've been tracking this winter storm since it creeped into the 4 states early this morning. And let's go straight to Chris Warner with the first look.
Yeah, early this morning, we began with the cold front rolling through, and with it, very strong winds. We caught power flashes on our Joplin Tower cam around 4:30 this morning. We took a power hit here at the station. We'll talk more about power outages and what we saw and what's been happening. As of right now, though, we're still looking at that high impact from the snow, medium impact from the ice. Most of that is from some of that light freezing rain we received this morning, and then we're still dealing with the cold and the wind, and that's what's coming into play on a number of what's going on in the 4 states. Here's the latest look at Skywatch Storm Tracker. We are right in the heart of all of this snow. Parts of southeast Kansas starting to clear out. All of this will start to clear out if you're later this afternoon, say about 1, 2 o'clock. For now, though, winter storm warnings hold on through midnight for the counties in pink, and parts of southwest Missouri that were under winter weather advisories were added to that winter storm warning. This is because with the wind gusting 40, 50 miles an hour in some cases, we're looking at those blizzard-like conditions. We also have a wind chill warning that is in effect for everybody because we're talking dangerously cold wind chills. Winter weather advisories for Kansas and Oklahoma run until 6 o'clock this evening. And then we have this new snow squall warning in northeast Oklahoma that runs until 12:15. And what that is for heavy snow with very gusty winds causing near whiteout conditions, making travel very dangerous. And take a look. This is a live look from the MoDOT camera at I-44 and Rangeline, and you can see even without a snow squall warning, we've got the gusty winds, we've got the heavy snow, we've got low visibilities. It is dangerous to travel across the area. Now, our normal high is 46, our normal low is 27, way below that. I don't think we're going to quite reach record lows for us tonight, but it is going to get cold. It's already cold, though. -3 in Yates Center, Iola -2 in Chanute, 0 in Joplin, 2 in Miami, and 2 in Neosho, and it's not going to get any warmer for a little while. And here's those wind chills, as we'd indicated, at 20 to 30 below 0, which is why we have the wind chill warning in place. We're going to take a complete look at your forecast and break down this winter storm and what's left of it here in just a few minutes. Tanya?
All right, thanks, Chris. What started as freezing rain has now turned to snow, creating dangerous driving conditions, like Chris said, across the 4 states. KOAM's Shannon Becker takes us on a drive through Jasper County for a look at the latest road conditions.
Let's take a trip around area roads and let you know conditions in case you do have to get out. On 7th Street, precipitation continues to fall, and the roadway at times is hard to see where the lines are. Use caution as some patches of ice could be underneath this light snow blowing around. Now, numerous slide-offs and crashes in the Joplin area. Joplin police suggest for you to slow down, approach intersections cautiously. On the interstates, visibility can be a factor too. It's suggested you drive under the speed limit on a day like today. And mostly it's suggested if you don't have to get out, stay home. In Jasper County, I'm Shannon Becker for KOAM News Now.
Thank you, Shannon. For up-to-date forecast and road conditions in your area, you can check out our website at koamnewsnow.com/weather. Well, the temperatures continue to drop across the 4 states, and we sent KOAM's Amber Jenkins out to 7th and Rangeline in Joplin to find out how cold it really is.
I'm here at Rangeline and 7th Street in Joplin. I've been here since 5 a.m. At that time, it was 11 degrees and we were dealing with freezing rain. Now, hours later, the snow is coming down and blowing, and it is closer to 0. As Chris and Doug has mentioned, it is the cold and wind that is the true dangers of today. If you can, try to bunker down. But if you can't, remember to wear several layers of loose clothing, hats, gloves, and if you happen to have a couple hand warmers, those are good as well. Reporting in Joplin, Amber Jenkins, KOAM News.
All right, thanks, Amber. And Joplin has a number of warming centers open to help folks escape the cold, and that includes Souls Harbor, Watered Gardens, the Salvation Army, and the Joplin Public Library. Many other communities offer warming centers as well, and you can find that list on our website. Again, KOAMnewsnow.com/weather. As the storms blew through this morning, at one point at least 2,500 homes were in the dark, and currently there are only a few homes without power. And no power can mean no heat if you don't plan ahead. If you don't have a wood-burning stove or a fireplace, there are other options to help you survive sub-freezing temperatures. Local hardware stores say they have propane and kerosene heaters, but you'll want to make sure they are rated for indoor use. And you should also have a carbon monoxide detector to avoid accidental poisoning from the exhaust. And remember, generators and other heat sources can pose their own hazards, so caution and preparation are key.
Being one, don't put a generator in your garage or your house. The next one is probably your wood stove or fireplace, using wood to heat your home. And make sure you have plenty of blankets and water.
Another tip, always make sure you have charged batteries for electronics and flashlights. That's a look at today's top stories and weather in our first 7 minutes. Up next on KOAM News at noon, flight cancellations are already happening and are only expected to get worse as Mother Nature threatens one of the busiest travel days of the year. And later, we're making a slow roasted beef tenderloin in the Mr. Food Test Kitchen. Well, a powerful winter storm is moving through parts of the country, threatening holiday travel plans for millions of Americans. The National Weather Service is calling it a once-in-a-generation storm that will produce blizzard conditions from the central to eastern U.S. Flight cancellations have already begun and are only expected to get worse. Chris Van Cleve is at Washington's Reagan National Airport.
Sounds good to get stuck in Jamaica, but
the bomb cyclone is blowing up Theo and Nicole Williams' beach vacation. They're skipping out early to beat the storm home for Christmas.
whatever plans we have, we want them to be our plans, not the weather's plans or the airport's plans.
It's half the country.
In the Department of Transportation's Operations Center, Secretary Pete Buttigieg and his team are monitoring the potential impacts as some of the nation's busiest airports sit in the path of blizzard-like conditions.
It's not a great weather outlook up there.
No, what you're seeing there is a lot of impacts on some of our key hubs.
By early Thursday morning, hundreds of today's flights were already canceled at Chicago O'Hare.
This storm will end up being the storm that steals Christmas.
I hope not, but look, this is going to affect millions and millions of travelers. We're also doing what we can to get the word out about options that travelers have to get ahead of the storm or maybe wait it out and not travel until its impacts are behind us.
Some 113 million people are expected to travel at least 50 miles this holiday as snow and frigid temperatures push across the country, blanketing streets outside Minneapolis. Here in Wyoming, state troopers battled negative 18-degree temperatures and zero visibility, responding to more than 100 crashes. In Georgia, it's bracing for a rare hard freeze as Arkansas plans to treat roads ahead of possible wintry mix in the Deep South.
The most important thing is to be safe, and that might mean taking a little time or delaying a plan.
Airlines expect cancellations to mount as the day goes on Thursday. They say one good thing here is they saw a real spike in people taking advantage of all those travel waivers and changing their flights. So hopefully fewer people will be impacted by the mounting cancellations. Chris Van Cleve, CBS News, Reagan National Airport, Virginia.
About 3 million people are booked on around 47,000 scheduled flights today, making it one of the busiest travel days of the year. Still to come on the KOAM News at noon, Mr. Food.
Today, we're making a fancy-looking main dish that promises to be the star of your holiday table.
But first, we're still tracking these dangerously cold temperatures with this winter storm. We're going to break it all down when we come back. We're still dealing with some snow across the area, and one of the most obvious things, the dangerously cold temperatures that are taking hold of the 4 states. Right now in the Skywatch Storm Tracker, you can see where that snow's rolling through, and that darker blue color, that's where we're seeing some of the heavier snow across the region. And up until about a minute from now, there's actually a snow squall warning still in effect in northeast Oklahoma we'll get to. First, we have the winter storm warnings, all the counties in pink through midnight, and that is because with the gusty winds winds. We're looking at blizzard-like conditions and just a dangerous situation to be out in. Everybody under a wind chill warning. Some of us through tomorrow afternoon, parts of us in the southwest Missouri go until Saturday afternoon because it is going to be dangerously cold. Then we have winter weather advisories in Kansas and Oklahoma that run through tonight at 6 o'clock. And this is set to expire here in about 30 seconds, but this is a snow squall warning for Ottawa, Craig, and Delaware counties in northeast Oklahoma. And what a snow squall is a brief, intense burst of heavy snow with very gusty winds resulting in near whiteout conditions. And this is right along I-44 as well, heading back into Tulsa. So if you're traveling, this is a very dangerous situation. This is I-44 and Range Line in Joplin from the MoDOT camera there. And as you can see, while the roads do look clear, there are still slick spots out there and blowing snow across the highways, making it dangerous to be traveling anywhere. So thankfully, we're not seeing too many vehicles out there, but there are some people trying to brave this. This is the other half of it. With the heavy snow, the winds, these are visibilities. This is our fog tracker and how it's picking up on snow-reduced visibilities. And I mean, take a look at this. Everybody well under a mile, half-mile visibility even. We're down to 0.2 of a mile visibility in Pittsburgh, 0.3 in Joplin. So as you can see, it's difficult to see. It's dangerous outside. You really should not be traveling unless it is an absolute emergency today. We got the slippery conditions, that blowing and drifting snow we've been talking about, and snow-covered cars, which is another good reason. Who wants to brush that stuff off? It's a great reason to stay inside today. All right, winds are going to continue. This is tomorrow morning. We're still going to have winds gusting 20, 30, even upwards of 40 miles an hour, and that holds on as we head into Friday afternoon and even into Friday evening and into part of Saturday for some of us, hence why that wind chill warning goes so long. Our future feels like we're still looking at negative 20 to negative 30 degrees even as we head into Friday. Look, there's not a lot of change on these temperatures. That's how cold it's going to be, and that's just the wind chill. Snow, what we've looked at so far, this is heading in through the rest of tonight and into tomorrow morning. We've been looking to average about 1 to 3, some cases 4 inches of snow across the area. In Joplin right now, it's a big goose egg. 0. Snow falling, feels like minus 22. Feels like 22 below in Joplin. Got a north-northwest wind blowing at 20, gusting upwards of 29. It has been gusting higher than that this morning. Temperatures across the region. We're 3 below in Yates Center, Iola, 2 below in Chanute and Parsons. We're at 1 in Chetopa, 2 in Miami and Neosho, and we got 1 up in Carthage. And you factor in that wind across the area, and it feels miserable. 26 below in Iola, 23 below in Pittsburgh, 18 below in Neosho. Going through the rest of the day, we've adjusted. Our actual high, technically, is about 40 degrees, and that's from about 2:30 this morning. We're looking no better than 0. Temperatures will continue to fall. Snow clears out about 2, 3 o'clock, and then we'll be left with partly to mostly cloudy skies and temperatures below 0. We'll have a technical low tonight of about minus 2. It'll be partly cloudy, still breezy, wind chills still well below 0. And as we look at our 7-day forecast, there's hope on the horizon. 11 tomorrow, 20 Christmas Eve, 27 Christmas Day, up to 35 Monday, 43 Tuesday. We even make it to 51 by next Wednesday, and we go from seeing flurry chances on Christmas and Monday to seeing maybe some shower chances by next Wednesday. You know what gets crazy? About a week from today, temperatures looking to be up near 60 degrees. Mother Nature's just going to be all over the place in the next few days, so we just got to get through this. And like I said, travel today and tomorrow, just don't do it. Just don't do it.
I wouldn't mind the snow so much if we didn't have these frigid, cold temperatures with it.
And, that's the thing. We get snow when it's in the 20s, upper 20s. Yeah, that's cold, but it's doable, and kids can play in that safely for a little bit.
This isn't the kind of snow that you could even build a snowman with.
No, this is a very dry snow, and that's why it's also very easy for it to be blown around across the area, too.
Remember, there could be drift piles, so be careful with that.
Yeah, and watch out for that, especially, highways, overpasses up against those concrete medians. That's going to be places where snow's going to pile up, and it may be a little deeper than what it seems in spots and very slick conditions. So
that's right.
Take it easy if you do have to travel.
Give yourself plenty of time.
Absolutely.
All right, thanks, Chris. We take this time to honor today's four-state hero, Chaplain Douglas Lawson in the U.S. Navy. Lawson served 3 tours with the Marines in Hawaii and then in Guam, Italy, and Japan from 1969 to 1989. He also served 20 years as chaplain at Freeman Hospital and later on the Joplin City Council. To Chaplain Douglas Lawson, we thank you, our 4-state hero. If you're looking for a holiday main dish that looks as good as it tastes, then look no further. Today, Howard shows us how to make a slow roasted beef tenderloin in the Mr. Food Test Kitchen.
With Christmas just days away, if you haven't decided what to serve, it's time to get serious. My suggestion, if you want to go all out, serve beef tenderloin. It's easy, it'll melt in your mouth, and it goes with anything from your favorite potato casserole to an oversized pan of lasagna. This is a whole beef tenderloin. You can buy it like this, which is considered trimmed. It's a little bit more expensive than buying it untrimmed, but this way, there's no waste. Now, depending on how many people you're expecting, you can roast the whole thing or use half and freeze the rest like we're doing today. Either way, we season it with some kosher salt, garlic powder, and freshly ground pepper, and sear it in a skillet or a grill pan to seal in the juices before finishing it off in the oven. And while it roasts, we'll whip up a flavor-packed mushroom sauce to serve over it. And when you bring this to the table and ladle on the savory sauce, all eyes will be focused on how juicy it is. As a matter of fact, I can't think of a better Christmas present for your taste buds than this. To get the recipe for our slow roasted beef tenderloin, along with the mushroom sauce, all you have to do is visit our website. I'm Howard in the Mr. Food Test Kitchen, where today we found a fancy holiday way for you to say, ooh, it's so good.
It looks tasty. You can find this recipe along with a lot more good food from the Mr. Food Test Kitchen online. Just go to our website at koamnewsnow.com. Here's a look at our 4-state market prices.
All right, this is another live look at the MoDOT camera at I-44 and Rangeline. A reminder as to why we have been saying do not travel unless it is an emergency. Between the heavy snow and the wind, visibilities are down significantly, making it very treacherous to drive. Now, the good news is there's hope on the horizon as we head into the Christmas weekend. 20 Christmas Eve, 27 Christmas Day, 35 by Monday, and we make it up to 51 by next Wednesday.
It's cold out there.
Yeah, I can't stress it enough. People need to stay in if they can at all.
That's for sure. What do we have coming up tonight at 5?
Well, at 5, 2 women whose families bonded when they were babies reunite. They had organ transplants 35 years ago when there were so many unknowns. Now, 3 decades later, they're inspiring others. Plus, warming shelters are open across many communities in the 4 states to keep residents safe in these cold temperatures. And Highway Patrol Trooper talks about road conditions, safe travel. We're going to have the latest on road conditions from all across the area. Of course, hope you join us. KOAM News at 5.
All right, thank you, Dow. Thanks for joining us for KOAM News at noon. We'll see you right back here at 5 o'clock.